Hey, what's up, America? What's up, America? The class today is on jurisdiction and territory. Give people the time to tune in while I get myself situated, water and things of that nature there. So, y'all be cool. Hey, oh, hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Now, today class, jurisdiction and territory. What is jurisdiction and what is territory? Many of y'all may know jurisdiction as power and authority, or y'all might have heard some police say, "Well, hey, jurisdiction means we run this part right here. We got jurisdiction over Dallas. We got jurisdiction over Denver, this, that, and the jurisdiction. Black Law Dictionary definition is power and authority over a person, place, or thing. All right. What is territory? Territory is something is a land or a land, a country, etc. That's part of another country that has power and authority over it. All right. How do the police have jurisdiction over you? They don't have jurisdiction over you because every law entity, from the FBI to the city police to the city courts, the state courts, the federal courts, whatever court it is, every agency and organization is under the power and the command of the U.S. government. What is the U.S. government? The United States government. Where's the U.S. government headquarters at? It's in the headquarters of the U.S. government is in a territory. A territory lacks power, authority, or jurisdiction. Okay, now remember I told you a territory is a country or a nation that's a part of another country or a nation that has power and authority over it. This is why it is called the United States of America. Notice it says the United States of America because America has power and authority and jurisdiction over it because the United States is a territory that is a part of a country or nation that has power and authority and jurisdiction over it. How do they enforce laws? They enforce laws merely because you, the people, lack the knowledge. Okay, we're gonna do this here. We're gonna do this here the right way. I got to get everything situated up straight. I'm getting all my laptops together so y'all to be able to see it. Maybe next week or something like that. There, when I do my other class, y'all to be able to see the actual papers on the side of the screen to where you can see it versus me have to go into my other device to show y'all. Um, I want y'all, those that are tuning in, that are listening right now, I want you to look up territory so you will know the clear meaning of territory. Territory, an area of land under the jurisdiction of a ruler or state. I'm gonna read that again. Oxford Dictionary, which is just like Black Laws, which is just like Black Laws Dictionary. Territory, definition, an area of land under the jurisdiction of a ruler or state. Okay, now if Washington D.C. is a territory, who's who rule over Washington D.C.? What state is over Washington D.C.? The 50 American states are over Washington D.C. Okay, we're gonna go on into because I want y'all to understand something thoroughly. Go up and ask is type up Washington territory. Washington. This is for Washington D.C. This comes out of Oxford Street again, and just like Black Law's Dictionary, Washington Territory. The territory of Washington was an organized, incorporated territory of the United States that existed from March the 2nd to 1853 until November the 11th of 1899, when territory was admitted to the Union as State of Washington. All right. Now, we're going to, hold up. Now you're going to type up, is Washington, D.C. a territory? All right. You're going to type directly up, is Washington, D.C. a territory? And it tells you Washington, D.C. remains a territory, not a state. This is from Britannia Dictionary. Washington, D.C. remains a territory, not a state. And since 1974, it has been governed by a locally elected mayor and city council over which Congress retains the power of veto. All right, I'm going to read that again. Washington, D.C. remains a territory. Remember what I told y'all a territory was. Y'all just read what territory was. It's a country or land that's a part of another country or state that has power, authority, and jurisdiction over it. Now, this clearly tells you, and you can find this here also in because you got a lot of people that likes to they like to get stuff directly from the illegal government. Okay, so you can go to dc.gov if that's where you want to go to. You can go to travelstate.gov and find the same exact answer. Is Washington D.C. a territory? You go to travelstate.gov, or you can go to dc.gov, or you can go just type it up simply. It's gonna pop up. I read the definition again. Washington, D.C. remains a territory. So Washington, D.C. remains a territory. How does it have power and authority, and jurisdiction over you, the American people in the 50 American states? It does not hold any power, any authority, any jurisdiction. Okay. How does a territory, what is a territory again, Rico? A territory is just like the Virgin Islands. The Virgin Islands is a territory of America. So therefore, the Virgin Islands cannot enforce laws on America or the American people of 50 American states. Therefore, the Virgin Islands cannot rule or enforce anything on the people of the 50 American states. So how is it that Washington, D.C. is doing it? Oh, Rico, Washington, D.C., we got representatives for us. We got represent, they go represent us. That's what you think they do. You think that they go and represent you. See, what you got to understand is the U.S. Constitution, the United States Constitution, is only for the constituents of Washington, D.C. What is constituents? Meaning the people that reside in Washington, D.C., in the District of Columbia. The 50 American States Constitution is the American Bill of Rights. The United States Constitution enforces British rules, laws, power, and authority. The American Bill of Rights forbids British rules, power, and authority outside of the 13 colonies that was already created. Well, how again, Rico, do they do all this here to us? Because you, the people, don't know. They rule you with an iron fist. The reason how they rule you with an iron fist because they know that you lack the knowledge to know this right here. Because they know if you had the knowledge to know this and you had the courage and the knowledge at the same time, they know that you would be standing different and they wouldn't have any power or control over you. So this is why they try to rule with an iron fist. This is why they constantly try to dumbfound and condition the people up under what they telling them, not what the people have read and learned for themselves, but what they have strictly been told by their oppressors. Now, you cannot expect your oppressor to free you when it's your obligation and it's your job to free yourself. Meaning by when I say that it's your obligation and your job, it is your obligation and your job to seek the knowledge, to understand and know what they can and what they can't do, and have the heart to stand for what they can and cannot do to you. Once again, how do The United States government ruled the 50 American states strictly because you lack the knowledge and you lack the courage to stand. Simple. It's no in between that. There is no, where Rico, Congress passed the laws. Where do Congress reside at? Where is Congress? Yes, your United States Congress office. Where do your United States Congress office reside at? In Washington, D.C. We're gonna see where they reside at. So we're gonna pull this up. For those of y'all that are tuned in, I want you to pull this up. Congress office headquarters. And when you type that up, it's going to pop up to you. It's going to tell you the United States Congress headquarters, Washington, D.C. Just so y'all can see this right here. I mean, I don't know how good you'll be able to see it because, let me see if I can bag out some and maybe you'll be able to sit up, pull it closer to the, there you go. Now, as you can see that, do you see that the United States Congress headquarters, Washington, D.C. Now, how are they passed? Why? Well, Rico, how is Congress passing these laws then if it don't have any legal power and authority? Because you, the people, lack the knowledge. You, the people, lack the courage to stand for even if you had this knowledge. This is so everything every law that been passed now, it is illegal and void. It is illegal and void. Void means it's no good. It's no go. A territory. A territory is a country or nation that is a part of another country or nation that has power and jurisdiction and authority over it. We just read that Washington, D.C. is a territory. We just read what a territory was. We read what jurisdiction was, which is power and authority. For those of y'all that might didn't catch what jurisdiction was, I want you to type it up. This is how you learn. This is how you jurisdiction, the official power to make legal decisions and judgments. That is the definition for jurisdiction. This definition comes out of Oxford Dictionary, just like it is Black Law's Dictionary. It's the next closest thing to Black Law's Dictionary that the courts and all that go by and use. Okay. Jurisdiction. As you see that right there. But y'all welcome to pull it up so y'all will be able to see it. Jurisdiction. So, Rico, how we know a territory don't have jurisdiction? I'm about to show you. Type up, does a territory have jurisdiction? Now, once again, no, I'm tripping. All of America. Okay. Now, when all y'all, I'm giving all y'all a few minutes to get to it. And when y'all, I thank y'all to it. It tells you territory. This comes out of the National Geographic Society.org. This is what the U.S. government goes by. They have a geographical area that they go by. This is who runs it. Territory is a geographical area subject to the sovereignty, control, or jurisdiction of a state or other entity. So if Washington, D.C. is not a state, what do that tell y'all, America? That they have no power and control over you. This is why my allies, the People's Government of Detroit, this is why they preach self-determination. This is why. This is where all this comes from. You know what I'm saying? They know the same thing that I teach, and they teach it in self-determination. I teach it in just clear, straight lack of jurisdiction, power, and authority. So, Rico, what can we do? What can we do to enforce this? Well, for those of y'all who want to know, what can you do? You can learn this right here. You can attend these classes, or you can attend other classes, other people classes that teach this right here, which is not very many of us that's teaching this, but you can attend They Feel Truth class, and you can learn all this. The classes are $5.99. The classes will stop being free. I will stop doing them on YouTube, and you will have to pay for the classes, and it will be a special link that will be sent to you to where you will be able to attend the class. The classes would probably maybe one more class be held like this here VIA to where everybody can see, because I want to get people to start coming to the classes so I can start educating and teaching y'all, and y'all can start applying this in the court cases. In any case that you have in America, if you have been charged, challenge the subject matter jurisdiction of the court. The subject is you, the matter is the crime, and the jurisdiction is the power and authority that a court has to hear a case, decide a case, or give any legal remedy or any punishment on that case. But you have to know this right here. Okay, well, Rico, what if we use this right here? Then we go to the courtroom and we go in there and we just tell them we want it. You got to know how to present it. Well, how we present it, Rico? That's what you come to the classes for. That way you would know how to present it. You would know how to present it. For those of y'all that think that um this don't work or it's not true, I want you to type up Dukes versus Lee. Dukes Dukes versus Lee. And when you get to Dukes versus Lee, you're gonna go down to it's several cases up there. You got the law scholar articles for Dukes versus Lee, which is me. I'm Dukes. You see, they label me as a scholar. I know what I'm talking about, America. Um, you can go down to case text, Dukes versus Lee. You can go down to govinfo.gov, Dukes versus Lee. You can go to JuiceSitter, Dukes versus Lee. So I'm just going to click on any one of them. They all got the same ruling. Okay, you're going to stroll down all the way down to the bottom to where it tells you it's going to say February the 18th, 2021. Okay, let me see. Let me make sure. Oh, no, we're going to go down to where it says judgment. It says judgment. The court has entered its order accepting the findings and conclusion of the and recommendations of the United States Magistrative Judge. In this case, it is therefore ordered, adjudicated, and decreed that plaintiff's criminal complaint is dismissed without prejudice for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. What does without prejudice mean, Rico? Meaning that I can open the case back up if I choose to, because I filed the case. But I just wanted the court to rule that they lack some power, authority, jurisdiction over Rico Dukes or They Feel Truth federal government, and that's what happened. And the reason how that case was came about, because the judge that was in the case, Judge Kikindi, he labeled me deceased. He published and declared that I was deceased from the U.S. government murder contract, knowing that I wasn't deceased because I had just filed some paperwork in his courtroom the month before this right here. All right. So basically, I had to jam the court up and put them. I had to jam the court up to show them what to let them know that they had they was committed. They implicated themselves in a murder conspiracy plot against me, because in order to label someone deceased before a court or a judge can label you deceased, they must see a death certificate, or either if they don't see a death certificate and the judge just forged and said someone deceased, that is a crime. So rather than press charges on themselves, they ruled in the court, in open public court, that courts lack subject matter jurisdiction. Only a court can have subject matter jurisdiction. Either a court has it or it don't. How does a court not have subject matter jurisdiction, Rico? Because all entities, all organizations, all departments are under the command and authority of the U.S. government, which the U.S. government is resided in a territory, which is Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, that lacks power, authority, and jurisdiction, because it is a part of America that has jurisdiction over it. This is how this case was won. So when they ruled in this case, this fate right here, they were so mad at me, America. They made it to where I got to pay to file any other cases in court and all other type of things. And they said any other cases that's been that was ordered to with any type of relief, it be dismissed, and in all cases under Rico Dukes be dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. So once they dismiss one case, they have to dismiss any case pending against you, whether it's in federal court, state court, city court, whatever court that is in. They have to follow all. They have to rule in every case like that, because if one court don't have subject matter jurisdiction, no court has subject matter jurisdiction. And mind you, this is in the federal court. So this is why I do all my damage in federal court. So the state courts have to rule on the federal law's ruling. So the Federal Court of Dallas Northern District Court has already ruled that the courts lack subject matter power in its jurisdiction. Well, Rico, why would they do this right here? Why would they say that they lack jurisdiction knowing people can get out of it? Because they bidding on you, the people are so dumb, y'all won't even know about this here, or I won't even teach y'all this here, or when I do teach y'all this here, y'all still won't be able to learn this right here. You understand what I'm saying? So they prey off of your lack of intelligence, your lack of knowledge, your lack of courage. They prey on that there. So now, if you started presenting this right here and you presented it just as well as how I'm teaching it to you, and then you started coming to the class, you'll know all the details and steps on how to do it. Then you would never fail at this. So you will win every case that comes before you, every case that someone wants you to help them win. No court, no police officer, no anything under the U.S. government power and authority, anything that takes commands and orders from the U.S. government is a illegal entity, and it is a void entity. It has no power, no authority, and no jurisdiction, which means it's lacks subject matter jurisdiction. It lacks power over you, it lacks power over the case, and it has no jurisdiction to decide anything. That is what subject matter jurisdiction means. Well, Rico, what's the difference between jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction? Because when you challenge personal jurisdiction, you just challenging them saying that, hey, you don't have no power and authority over me. Okay. But you never challenge them saying that they don't have no power and authority over the jurisdiction that they are in, or they don't have any power and authority over the case. You just saying that, hey, I don't have power and authority. They don't have power and authority over you. Okay. So what's the difference? They don't have power and authority over you, but they still saying that they got power and authority over their case and their state that you caught the case in. So when you challenge subject matter jurisdiction, you challenging everything all at one time. You challenging their jurisdiction power. You challenging that they don't have any jurisdiction over you, nor do they have any power and authority to decide here or anything dealing with that case. So you must challenge subject matter jurisdiction. Personal matter, personal jurisdiction, they don't matter. Subject matter jurisdiction is the head key. Every attorney in America, in the 50 American states, had to pass the bar. And when they passed the bar, they had to understand and pass and have legal knowledge of what subject matter jurisdiction was. They all know that if they subject matter jurisdictions is ever challenged correctly, they have no power over. Now, if you go to court saying, oh, I heard this here on YouTube, I heard attorney Rico Dukes talking about this right here. I seen the cases that he won, and y'all lack power and authority. Now, mind you, they're gonna challenge you. How do we lack power, authority, and jurisdiction over you? How are you saying that we lack? Matter of fact, Kendrick Wilson has a live video of him challenging the court with subject matter jurisdiction. And look and listen how the judge bows down to it. Now, you must have the knowledge and you must have the heart to stand for this. Most people don't have the heart to stand against the regular police that patrol the streets that take you to jail. So let alone have the heart to go in a courtroom and stand against the judge looking down at you like this right here, telling you, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you terrified. Why? Because you have been conditioned. You have been conditioned for many years never to stand up against your oppressor, against your slave master. Why? What happens when people stand up? It's just like when they did it back in the slavery day. They took the biggest slave and took him out in front of everybody, in front of the whole town, the whole people. They beat them, they tortured them, they ripped them apart, put them on horses, made horses pull it this way until they just rip apart. And it terrified those onlookers that was looking. And guess what they did? That was to instill fear in those that even might have thought about standing for what was right. If you stand for right, this is what might happen to you. Or this is what will happen to you. So guess what that do? All the followers, that make the followers, and those that are looking that want to learn, that makes them terrified to learn. Even if they do learn it, they bow down and have no heart to stand for it. Why do they not have the heart to stand for it? Because they have seen in the past what they oppressors would do if you stand for right. This is how they instill fear in you. When they killed Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King had all these followers, all these people. But when they killed Martin Luther King, what happened? The movement broke apart. When they killed Malcolm X, what happened? The movement broke apart. When they killed my pop, Huey P. Newton, the movement broke apart. So when you kill the leader, those that follow become scared to stand for what the leaders was teaching. This is why the leaders be the target and not the people. I'm gonna say that again. This is why the leaders be the target and not the people. And when I say leaders, I mean real leaders that are actually teaching the people how to free themselves. People that was in the past before me that was teaching my pop, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all the Bobby C. All this is why they target the leaders, because the leaders are the ones that's teaching this knowledge. The leaders are the ones that's showing you that, hey, this is real. You have to know how to apply it in order for this to work. So when the people start to become conscious and started to listen to the leaders, then the leaders have became a problem to the oppressors. They have became a threat to the oppressors. They became a threat to the oppressors because they was awakening the oppressors' slaves. So for all y'all that feel like you want to go and be a part of the U.S. military, this, that, just know that you're joining a foreign nation. See, this is how we became divided because they bought you. They bought you, and now you got all these women that's raising their kids this in this manner. Oh, go join the military. Mama need to be took care of. Mama need this. Mama need that, because mama lacks the intelligence to know about this right here. And even if mama did have the intelligence to know about this right here, mama would still push for the child to go and be a part of a foreign territory that's corrupting her and her child. See, what they do is they target our women. No matter what color woman you is, whether you black, you white, you Mexican, you Asian, they target you because why? They know women are the weaker vessel of revolution. I'm gonna say that again. They know women are the weaker vessel of revolution. How is the woman the weaker version of the revolution? Because they know that the women have the kids. When I say women have the kids, they know that the kids are with the women or with the woman. But so if they tell a woman that, hey, we're gonna take your children from you, or you're gonna take you away from your children, what normally do a woman do? She breaks, she folds. So when they want a revolution to stop, the first thing they would do is send a woman that's real close to you to try to get you to stop doing what you were doing. So we have to teach our women, we have to teach our men this. We have to, no one can give you the courage to stand for righteousness. That comes from within you. No matter how many leaders come before me or came before me or come after me, we can all teach you the same thing and show you how it's done and show you that it's working, and when you win and you're going to succeed with it. But if you don't have the heart and the courage within yourself, it does you no good, because you will never stand. You will become like the slave that sat back and watched the biggest slave get beat and tortured. Now you have fear instilled in you. So you will forever live an enslaved life. I'm going to say that again. No leader before me that's present with me or that may come after me, no leader can give you the courage. All we can give you is the knowledge. The courage lies within you, yourself. Only you can muster up this courage to stand for this, right? Only you could muster up this courage to stand for righteous, to make actions and take moves on what's righteous, to try to change and be and have a better future for kids and your grandkids. Only you can stand for this. Only this is you, your fight. So once again, subject matter jurisdiction is the power and authority to decide cases. Territory is a country or nation that's a part of another country or nation that has power, authority, jurisdiction over it. The U.S. government, Washington, D.C., is a territory. This is the headquarters for the FBI, CIA, Congress, Department of Homeland Security, all these agencies you can think of. This is the headquarters for the U.S. government, Washington, D.C., which is a territory. We have clearly read that a territory has no power, authority, or jurisdiction. We have clearly read that Washington, D.C. is a territory and is not a state of America. So that means Washington, D.C. is a foreign country. Washington, D.C. and America, they are not the same country. What I'm going to say for y'all, as y'all know it as the U.S. government. The U.S. government is not, it's a different country from America. The U.S. government is Washington, D.C., which is a territory. America is the 50 American states that you know of. Washington, D.C. Washington is not a state that is a part of the American state. It is a territory that sits by itself, which they call it the District of Columbia. Power comes from knowledge. Actions come from actions of change come from courage. So if you don't have them too, there is nothing that you will be able to change. You will forever be singing kumbayas and hoping that something would change by you singing kumbayas. But if nothing has changed for you in 400, 500 years for singing kumbayas, then why do you think that it would change for you now for singing kumbayas? The only way to bring true change is to bring true revolution. The only way to bring true revolution, we must be armed with knowledge. We must be armed with courage. And we must understand what we stand for is righteous. And we must understand what we stand for is fearless. So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I just want to give y'all a little rundown on this right here, and I want y'all to start joining these classes, because I don't want to talk too much, and then y'all think I put all these classes gonna be free, and then I got to make a living too. $5.99. I don't feel like $5.99 should hurt anyone's pocket to learn how to free yourself from this injustice and this illegal entity and corporation that calls itself the U.S. government. I am the attorney and founder of the New American Federal Government, They Fear Truth Federal Government of America, the CEO and president of They Fear Truth Federal Reserve Bank. I am the leader and primary leader of all Black Panthers, but I am the leader of the 21st Century Black Panthers, or CDHPN, and of all Black Panthers organizations. We got numerous different things going on. We here to educate the people. More time go on, the more things y'all start seeing. Y'all start seeing us on the street. We'll start holding classes to where we'll be in a building holding classes right now. The online classes still be going just as well as we'll have the classes going in the building. So we got numerous different things to go on. I want y'all to, research us and check out what we got going on. And if you like what we got going on, then join us and come get some of this knowledge to learn how to free yourself. We stand for our own. We protect and stand for our own. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. 21st century. Black Panther, we protect our own. Peace.